Sure, the 90-second naturalist is all about animals and plants, but it's also about us humans. After all, what creature is more amazing? We're the most creative and destructive, intelligent and foolish, loving and hateful beings on Earth. And we've come to have a significant effect, good or bad, on everything we touch. I'm Thane Maynard. Tune into the 90-second naturalist and find out how we're interacting with the natural world today.
Listen every weekday afternoon during the KSJE Evening News at 5:30. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center. The caregivers of San Juan Regional Medical Center are committed to bettering the quality of life, health, and care of individuals, families, and our communities. Life is their sacred trust. Better is their mission. Here is their home. San Juan Regional Medical Center, improving the health of the Four Corners since 1910.
Life is all about getting from one place to another, from home to work, between school and the store. But what if you don't know exactly how to get there? That's where the Navigation Center can help. Maybe you've lost vital documents, need help with housing, or can't find a medical provider. Located inside Presbyterian Medical Services at 1001 West Broadway, the Navigation Center can help you navigate life's challenges. The San Juan County Navigation Center, connecting to resources, empowering lives.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Megan Cullip, along here with Scott Micklin.
Hey, good morning, Megan Cullip.
Good morning. We made it again.
We did. Again.
You
don't sound as excited about that as I do.
It's Groundhog Day. Well, you know what I'm excited about is
What?
that finally this weekend the weather will be
planets have aligned,
fantastic.
and the weather will be good.
And that's
for your outdoor activities.
Excursions.
There you go.
It's pretty much all I care about.
80 degrees, but, you know, you're okay with that.
Doable.
All right.
80 is better than 40.
And snow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I hear you.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, I'm glad you're in a good mood, at least for that.
Yeah.
Not to be here with me, but okay, whatever. Whatever it takes. We'll take it, you know?
Oh, I always enjoy being with you.
Oh, yes. Checks in the mail. Okay. Anyway, here we are. It is our Solutions from the Street program this Friday on KSJE, and that is when we look at a challenge in our community, and then we look for guests who maybe be able to tell us about how they're meeting that challenge, right?
That's right.
And so we've done that this week, yet again.
Somehow.
I know. Exactly.
Turns out there's a lot of solution makers in this town.
There are, and we love having them on the show.
Because we started this in 2022?
Okay.
23?
I think so. Yeah, probably about that. Look at that.
I know.
It's around the springtime, I think,
Yeah.
too. So maybe we're at a 2-year anniversary. Someone should do the checking on that.
Yes.
Let me have the staff do
Let's
that.
have Duran do that.
Yeah. We'll get the staff on that to figure that out. But anyway, here we are. And so today and this week, we're talking about the challenge of women, mostly, facing addiction and beating addiction and working towards that. And there is an organization in our community that helps women do that. They've been doing that for longer than 2 years. I know that for a fact. And so they are here with us this week to talk about it on the show.
Yeah.
So without any further ado, let's introduce our guests this morning who are here with us this morning. Flora Hilgartner is here, and she is the director of Masada House. Good morning, and thank you for coming in this morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Great to have you here. Also, Nicole Clark is here, and she is on the board for Masada House. Nicole, great to have you here, too.
Yes, thank you, Scott. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you for coming in, both of you. And so, Flora, let's come back to you and talk to us a bit about Masada House and the work that you all do for these women who are needing a transition and transitional housing, things like that.
Okay, so Masada House is a nonprofit transitional sober living home for women. We can house up to 8 women at a time. And what it does, it provides a safe place for women to recover from addiction.
Right.
We accept women from prison, jail, some self-referrals, and from treatment. And I'm a graduate of the program myself. And so what it did for me, it provided a safe place where I could heal and grow and have support. And it also taught me how to regain the responsibilities of just daily living, because you do forget some of those things in addiction.
Sure.
And so
Congratulations to you and your
you.
journey, and thank you for sharing that with us this morning, because that's really important. And so for these women, being in a transitional living situation, I think is shown to be helpful, right? Than maybe being on their own or things like that. They can learn from each other and support each other in that environment.
Yeah, there's support from other women there that are coming out of the same place. And then on top of that, it's just the support from the other women is encouraging. What did you ask? I'm sorry.
That's okay. Just that living together can be supportive for each other, and that's better than living on their own, correct?
Yeah.
In many cases.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
I know each individual is different.
Yeah, and then I know that if I had gone home, I would have probably picked up exactly where I had left off. But the structure that Masada House offers, it gave me the place to where I could see the responsibilities that I needed to rebuild.
Right.
Yeah.
From what I've learned about addiction and things like that is sometimes if you're still in around that same group, whether it's friends or not so friends, you know, that you can maybe fall back into that habit, and that's very difficult then to break.
Yeah, moving away from those old places and those old people can be a difficult thing to change and break away from, and living in this new environment that's healthy and sober and safe. And like I said, the structure, it can change your perspective and have you move forward in a different direction.
Right, right. And how long has Masada House been operating? Do you recall? I know, like I said, I know it's longer than 2 years.
It started in 2009.
Okay.
Yeah, and the founder is Sue Hodgman.
Right.
Yeah, and so it's been going since then. And this past year we've had a really good success rate. We've had 23 women graduate from our program, and they're all still doing very well.
Terrific.
And so, yeah, it's been around a long time.
Congratulations. And you can house 8 women at a time
Yeah.
at the actual Masada House. And so that's wonderful. And they can stay for how long?
They can stay for up to 2 years, but every woman heals differently. And so depending on where they're at, some heal faster than others and are ready to leave. And if they get to that point before the 2 years is up, we'll have a discussion, and then they can move on if they're ready to.
Right. Wonderful.
It's an amazing place to work. They show up to the house with such uncertainty and fear, and then by the time they leave, they're standing there with confidence and strength, and they're ready to step in further into their independence.
You can see a big difference.
Yeah, a huge difference.
That's wonderful. Very good.
And now folks do pay rent, right? So that's part of the responsibility that they carry.
They pay a program fee, and that helps them to gain the responsibility. So when they get their own place, they learn how to budget and to move forward in that area too.
Yeah.
Very good. Excellent. And so with that, and all of the success stories and things like that, there is an annual event that's coming up, which is why we brought you in at this particular point in time, and why you brought Nicole with you as well, because there's the annual event called Music for Masada, which is coming up. Gosh, it's almost, less than a month away.
Correct.
As of today, April 11th, March the 10th. And so Nicole is here to talk a little bit about this annual event that brings folks together and some great music to raise money for this program.
Absolutely, yes. So Music for Masada is our annual fundraiser, as you said, and it is going to be Saturday, May 10th. Doors open at 5:30, I do believe. 5?
The poster says 5.
Yes, 5.
But that's okay.
So it'll be.
But I bet if you show up at 5:30, you'll still get in.
It'll be fine.
Yeah,
yeah,
there you go.
5:35.
Right.
But it's a great event to raise money for our program, and it's very powerful. We do have the women of the house come and participate because we want to show them that community can rally around them.
Right, right. And do they get to share a little bit of their stories if they want to?
Sometimes we incorporate that if they're comfortable enough, absolutely. Last year we had one of the ladies of the house do a rap that was so inspiring, it brought people to tears.
Nice. Nice.
We are having Zia Media do a video, a testimonial video as well that we'll show there. And so it's a wonderful event. It's where the healing power of music meets the transformative work of recovery. So,
wonderful. Very good. And that's been going on for a number of years, too. I'm trying to remember how long the Music for Masada event has been going, but it's several.
It has been several years. Yes,
Yeah.
that was kind of the brainchild of Jeff, one of our board members, wasn't it? Yeah.
Wonderful. Very, very good. And so again, for our radio audience who maybe can't see our graphic on the screen right now, we want to just give you the details. It's Saturday, May 10th, as Nicole said, 5 p.m. or 5:30. Just show up. But tickets are $30 now. Tickets available right now?
They're available online.
Okay. You can go online to which website?
MasadaHouse.com.
There you go. Or you can buy them at the door for $35, and there's dinner, music, and a silent auction planned. So,
Yes.
very,
Yes.
very
So
good.
we want sponsors.
Okay.
Our community is very generous, as we've seen, and we would love sponsors. We would love items for our silent auction because we try our best to keep all the proceeds that go back to the house. So we want to cover our costs as much
Right.
as possible. Dinner will be catered by Clancy's, so we're excited.
Yeah, very good. And so it's still early enough to get in to be a sponsor or to get those silent auction items to you.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
And just contact Flora, or you can contact any one of the board members if you know us.
Right.
Directly. So
Terrific. Very, very good. Megan, what kind of... You like food.
Well, I like food.
I know you like food. Okay.
I
all
like-
right.
I like-
You like music.
I love music.
Right. So
Who's
there
the-
you go.
Did we talk about who the band is?
Not yet.
there'll be different bands. So there'll be
There are
Breezin'.
several. Yeah.
There's Breezin',
Ashley Bennett.
Ashley Bennett. I do have a list somewhere, but I don't have it with me, Scott.
That's okay.
It'll be a surprise.
Okay.
We have several artists.
But this is
that'll
what
be
you do
featured.
every year, is feature
Yep.
different types of bands and different types of music at
Correct.
this event, correct? And that's all part of it as well.
Yes, we
So-
have them take a little chunk of the time so
Sure.
that they can get recognition too. So and it'll be at the Civic Center. So that's downtown on Arrington.
Right. And a little place for people to dance if they want to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I've seen Nicole dance.
Have you?
She
Oh,
loves to
gosh.
dance.
Okay.
I
Nice.
do love to dance.
See? Well, then you have to
I'll be
have.
dancing at this one.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
But
We'll see.
but very exciting. And so, Flora, for the women who are at Masada House, as Nicole was saying, they get a chance if they want to get up and share some of their story. There's a video that will hopefully, I'm sure, tell a lot of that story as well.
Yeah, we have a lady who's doing a video this year, and she's actually she's actually a part of the program that's the second home that we have. It's called the Delahunty House. It's for a mother and her children, and so she's going to be sharing her testimony and how that program is working in her life. And then we will have another woman that'll do her testimony live there.
Wonderful.
So she'll be sharing her story also.
Very good. Now, talk to me more about the second home, because maybe folks aren't aware that there is a second home. And so, for women and who are there with children,
So we do have a second home. It's called the Delahunty House, and it can house a woman and her children, and it's still structured. We have them most of them do their parenting classes while they're in Masada House. So when they get to the Delahunty House, we'll have them take a financial class or a budgeting class,
right?
so they can further their way into independence. And they're just there with their children, restoring their families with structure and support.
Nice. And it's the same type of goal and same availability for women who are
Yeah.
facing addiction or trying to beat addiction?
They have to have gone through the Masada House program and have been recommended by myself, and they can stay there for up to a year, I believe.
I see. So they go to the more traditional Masada House that we're aware of, and then they can graduate, if you will, air quotes, graduate to this other location
Yeah.
and transition then back. And I guess that's the idea. And to give them that budgeting classes and things like that to get back on their feet.
Yeah, it's a little more independent, and it's a little more, they have a little more freedom there, but I still do the case management and still check on them.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Very exciting. And so, again, the goal, I guess, is to get these women back into society and employed, or caring for their children, or whatever the case may be, and in their own home, apartment, whatever the case may be, too.
Yeah, by the time the women leave, they should be able, they're usually working, the majority of them have their own vehicles, and a lot of they get their children back, and more importantly, the children get their moms back healthy and strong.
Right.
And so that gives the kids a better chance of growing up in a healthy home, and that strengthens our community for
Very
the
true.
future.
Very true. How different is that from when they arrive at Masada House? Quite a difference.
Yeah, it's a huge difference. I mean, I see all of them when I first open the door and they're standing there. They're just coming out of addiction. And then by the time they leave, it's day and night. You know, the amount of work they do on themselves, they do the work, you
Right.
know. And so
Wonderful.
it makes my job worth it.
I bet it does. I
Yeah.
bet it does to see that for sure. And Megan Cullip, you're no stranger to the world of addiction and helping community members and your other job and the other hat that you wear. And so programs like this have to really, again, help the whole community.
Yeah, I mean, we see quite a few ladies here and there that are involved with Masada House, and it is true that they tend to be making progress faster than ladies who don't have that kind of support.
Uh-huh.
And so there's a clear difference when folks come in, and we can almost kind of guess, like, oh, I bet this woman's with Masada House. And, you know, we sometimes refer folks over there. And do you guys use like AA, NA, or is there a different program that you use?
So they are required to attend 3 support meetings a week, which
Okay.
is very helpful in my own recovery, so I still have them do that. And they can be AA, NA, or faith-based. Anything that helps them strengthen their recovery and surround them with other people who are also working on their recovery. Yeah.
Very good. But that's a requirement.
It's a requirement to do at least 3. If you want to do more, you can do more, and
Right.
that's encouraged too. If you want to go to a meeting every day, that's great, you know.
Sure.
But 3 is the minimum.
Very good. Very good. Well, and that's got to be, again, helpful to break that cycle, I guess, right? And it takes a while. It can take a while.
I think going to the meetings was really beneficial for myself because I had never seen anyone else get sober before. And then hearing the other stories from other people who had a lot of clean time, it was very encouraging. And I thought, oh, well, this is possible. There are good things that can happen, you know? And so that encouraged me to stay on the path that I was going on.
Right, right. Was the message maybe more impactful coming from someone who would kind of walk the walk like you were walking than maybe a counselor or somebody else who maybe hadn't suffered from addiction? Did that make it more powerful than someone who actually could relate to what you were going through?
I think so. I think, because I do remember what really stood out to me was a young lady who was coming out of addiction, but she had some clean time, and she was talking about getting her master's degree at an NA meeting, and I was like, wow. And she had come from a place where I had been, almost had the same story, and that made a huge impact on me. And I thought, she's going to college, and there were other people in that room that had a lot of clean time. They owned businesses, and they were really successful. And counselors, they did help me. There are people who were very beneficial in my life as far as counselors, but I think the others stood out to me because they came from where I came from. You
Right.
know? And I could relate to that.
Sure, sure. Yeah, not to diminish the work of counselors that they
Yeah.
do in the community, because we know it's very, very important. But again, I think too, coming from someone who's kind of been in the same situation can certainly be additionally helpful. So that's important too. The program of Masada House, it has grown over the years, of course. As you mentioned, there's now 2, a second home, and you're able to help 8 ladies at a time, and that's kind of the current situation. And is there a waiting list for folks who are waiting to get into the program, or how does that work?
Yeah, I have a consistent waiting list. And I try to keep the waiting list to 8 women. But when a bed does open up, I go through that waiting list, and a majority of the time the women on the waiting list have established themselves. So if anyone wants to apply for Masada House, they can apply at masadahouse.com, and we do have an interview process. So just if anyone does need support in recovery, they can apply at masadahouse.com. There's an application, and I will call them, and we'll do an interview, and we'll go through that whole process. So,
Got it. And so when that happens, I guess, as you said, when you start contacting those women who are on that waiting list, they may not necessarily need Masada House anymore at that time. They've already done the work, and they're not maybe
Or they
eligible
may have-
anymore to join you.
Or they may have found another solution while they were waiting, and so that opens up that spot.
It
you
moves
know?
other people up on the list, I suppose,
Yeah.
right? And so that's why it's important to do that. And so for folks who are listening or watching us this morning and maybe have someone in their family, or maybe it's them themselves, would you encourage them to apply or to reach out and find out more about the program?
Yeah, I would encourage them to reach out and apply. You can also, my phone number, or the phone number is listed on the website also.
Okay.
And they can call and get all whatever information they need. And also, if it's not a good fit for them, there's other places in our community that I could recommend them to.
Sure. Do you want to share the number on the radio?
Sure, it's 505-360-4672.
Okay, there you go, everybody. So that's the way to get in touch with Masada House, or the website, as you mentioned, masadahouse.com. And that's also where tickets are available for the Music for Masada event as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we can go to that website for both of these things, and so that's important as well. Nicole Clark, another push for the event on May 10th. Gosh, less than a month away.
Right around the corner, Scott.
It really is.
It's sneaking up on us a little bit.
I know.
But, you know, the benefit to being a sponsor for Music for Masada is that you are a part of the community and you are impacting lives. You know, obviously it's advertising for your business, but you can be a part of something meaningful and something that's going to impact these women's lives. And they see that because, as I mentioned, they come to the event. So they see that all these people want to rally around them and support them.
Yep.
You can also purchase tickets at Four Corners Bookkeeping,
Okay.
WaFed Bank,
Okay.
Tri-City Record, and Cool Treats.
Nice.
So they're available in person there if you just rather do cash.
Right.
We as board members have tickets on us that we can also sell. So there's quite a few ways to do that.
Right. Very, very good. So that's important too. But again, you can also buy them at the door. It's an extra $5, but the money stays here and all goes to support the Masada House program.
Yes, absolutely. All the money goes back into the home.
Right.
After expenses, obviously, but we try to get those covered by the sponsors.
Well, I was going to say, right? That's what your sponsors are for,
yes,
hopefully. So
absolutely. That's what we're aiming for.
as folks sign up. So that's great.
And we
You can
had
also come to Masada House to get tickets too.
The actual Masada House. Okay.
Yes,
That
yes.
would work. So
we had record attendance last year, Scott.
Did
so
you?
We did.
Wonderful.
We did. We had over 300 people in attendance. So it's growing and people are finding out about it and we're excited about that.
congratulations. Well, again, it's a great program. It does a lot of great work. There are a lot of great success stories. And so it's wonderful to see it growing as well and to see the community embracing it and supporting it. So
I agree, absolutely.
I'm sure they'll do that again this year as the word gets around because it's coming. It'll be here before we know it. Megan Collop?
I'll be there.
You're going to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yay.
Cool. Do
Yeah.
some dancing? Get on the dance floor?
I don't like dancing.
You don't like, but that doesn't mean you don't dance.
Oh, I don't dance.
Okay.
Yeah.
She doesn't dance.
If somebody dragged you out there, you wouldn't.
I would be dragged off by somebody else who cares about me. They would see me from across the room.
They'd say that can't be good.
That can't be good. We're
She's
pulling her back.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's going to injure herself.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I would never drag her onto the dance floor.
See,
I would probably be
see.
the one dragging her off. I'd be like, oh my gosh, no.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm
Understood.
like Elaine from Seinfeld, you know.
That was a unique
Elaine
dancing
dance.
style. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll leave you at the table.
Yes.
Okay. All
I'll
right.
be eating Clancy's,
There you-
rocking out.
There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Well, that's fine. But I'd still like to see it sometime.
Yeah. Maybe.
Maybe.
Good luck, Scott.
Yeah, I know, right? That's my
How
goal.
much you gonna pay?
New life goal. We'll see. We shall see. Well, thank you both for coming in and talking about the important work of Masada House in the community and this wonderful event that's growing. Great to see it, and looking forward to it on Saturday, May the 10th at the Farmington Civic Center, 5 o'clock. Tickets available now for $30 or on the day of the event for $35, or if you want to sponsor or provide some other items for the silent auction, you could do that as well.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Thank you for having us on, Scott.
You bet. Thank you both for coming in today. And Megan, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Because I know I pay you to be here, but it's nice that you show up. So this is that.
Exactly.
I bet you'd be here if you.
I
Well,
would-
I don't know. I don't know.
We'll
But-
talk.
Yeah, we'll talk. That's true. But anyway, that's right. But good to have you here as well. Because a week without Megan Collop is like a week without sunshine.
Aww.
Wow. Okay. But it's kind of true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy
So,
to hear it.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's right. So.
I used to work with her, Scott. I can testify to that.
Right, you used to work with her, right?
I did.
Wasn't it?
Oh, we
She'd
did.
brighten-
I did.
She
I
would
did.
brighten the room.
The last
She would.
30 minutes of the day, we
Oh.
were just
See?
done with work.
We were just collabing.
We were
on
just
other stuff,
collabing.
Whatever.
Now, work stories about Megan is a whole other show, so we'll have
Right.
you back, Nicole,
Yeah.
to talk about
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
You got it.
Thank you.
I miss her terribly, though.
Oh, I bet. I'm
Yeah.
sure. That's true. Very
Teammate.
true. Wonderful. Very good. But that is our Solutions from the Street program for this week. So thank everybody for joining us. And again, we encourage you to support Masada House and the Music for Masada event that is coming up. Megan, if folks have an idea for our Solutions from the Street program, they can send us an email and let us know. I've got the address here somewhere.
Well,
there it is.
It's at KSJE at sanjuancollege.edu.
There you go. So drop us a line if you know of a challenge in the community and some people that are helping to meet that challenge. Let us know, and we'll get them on the program.
We would love to.
Exactly. It's here on the second and fourth Fridays of the month. Every month here on KSJE from 8 to 9 a.m. Next week, we'll be back with That's Interesting.
That's interesting.
That is interesting.
Sometimes we're interesting.
I think all times we're interesting. Whether or not we're relevant,
No, we're
I think
rarely
we're-
relevant.
but we're always interesting and
Yes.
entertaining.
Yes.
So there's that. That's the first, third, and fifth Fridays of the month. So, and we invite you to call in on those programs. We'll open the phone lines, and you can call in and share what's interesting in your world.
That's right. It's the only call-in show here, and maybe even in town. I don't know.
That I'm aware of. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
one we do at KSJE, and I'm not sure of many others. So that's true. It's not a national call-in show. Those are a dime a dozen.
No, although
Yes,
we did have that guy call in from New York.
he did.
So
He told us about his children's
Comic
book
book,
that he was
yeah.
writing or drawing, right? So that was cool.
That
I
was
remember
cool.
that. So that was a lot of fun. Anyway, there's that. And then there's also music of KSJE, and you're part of that too.
Yes, I am.
Multi-talented Megan Cullen.
yes, Radio Free Saturday morning, every Saturday morning, 9 to 11 a.m., your eclectic music mix of the Four Corners and beyond.
Beyond.
Well, because you
Wow.
can stream it from,
Oh,
there's
that's
really
true.
no excuse.
There
'cause
isn't
you
any
can
excuse, that's
hop
true.
online if you're out and about and stream it. But
The internet tubes are full of your music.
that's right. And each week I bring you a different theme, and then I choose songs within that theme.
Right? Tomorrow, it is the theme that eludes you.
Eludes me
Okay.
at the moment.
Okay.
But
examples would be like
like,
triangles. No.
well, that's
Maybe.
that's an interesting one.
Okay.
I should do that
You're
at
welcome.
some point.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I know what it is.
Got it?
Wait,
Oh,
hold on.
wait. Trapezoids?
It's the color orange. The color orange.
The color orange.
The color
Music
orange.
relating to the color orange.
Yeah, color orange or oranges, the fruit.
Okay. Alrighty.
You wouldn't think,
I wouldn't
but
at all. Especially
but
2 hours worth. But okay,
2 hours
if you're
worth.
telling me.
There's quite
you
a
found
number
it.
of songs about orange.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Not just Denver Bronco songs.
no,
Okay. All right.
no Broncos songs actually.
None? Oh, that's
No,
a problem. Okay.
but you have like the Beatles have a song that includes Marmalade, for example.
Orange marmalade. All right, I'm
Orange
with you. All
marmalade.
right, I'm following. Okay.
Things like that.
All right. Okay.
But yeah, they're really good songs. Yeah.
Well, I don't deny that. You always pick good songs.
Yeah,
I'm
and you
just
just-
surprised you were able to pull 2 hours
Yeah,
of orange
orange.
songs together.
Yes,
So
yes.
I'm going to listen just to hear that.
Yes,
Is
yes.
what- just-
so,
yeah.
and it's like, one genre this moment and a different genre this moment.
Right. Orange marmalade or orange peels.
Exactly.
There you go. And you segue them together. Mm-hmm. Amazing. Okay.
Amazing.
Very good. All right. That's tomorrow morning, everybody. With that sales pitch, I don't know how I can lose, but there you are.
Yeah.
There you go. And then we also want to give a shout out to our friend Scott Duran, who has the World Beat Show immediately following Megan's music show, Saturdays from 11 to 12 noon. And that's a world music show. So you never know what you're going to hear from what
that's-
corner of the globe.
That's a fantastic show.
Right?
I mean,
Lots of
Yeah.
cool beats and stuff that he finds and puts them together. It's great.
yeah, my favorite was he did a Latin American country one time,
Nice.
and it was fantastic.
Cool. Okay.
Almost got up and danced.
What, in the privacy of your own home?
Correct.
Okay, that's the difference.
That's the key.
Gotcha.
No audience.
Okay, good to know. All right, very good. Well, we are out of time, everybody, so we are going to get out of here, but we appreciate you joining us. Have a great rest of your Friday and a great rest of your Saturday and Sunday, and we'll see you next time right here on KSJE. Bye-bye, everyone. KSJE and the San Juan College Native American Center present the Student Study Tip of the Week.
Hello, this is Demetrius coming with you the study tip of the week. While it may seem like a good idea to learn an entire semester's worth of information in one night, it's not an effective study habit, and it can cause a lot of unnecessary stress. Instead, study a little bit of information every day for at least 20 to 30 minutes. You'll likely remember more later, and you'll feel calm and prepared when it comes to exam time.
The Student Study Tip of the Week is presented by the San Juan College Native American Center and KSJE.